I keep on coming, coming, coming. You keep on touching, touching, touching. I keep on living, living, living. It feels like robot love.
Well, hello there YouTube, my name is GalaWOTs and today we are taking a look at my first battle in patch 9.16 on the live server. The game just updated and I thought to myself, let's have fun and play in the KV2 for my first battle. And I excuse for the bad mic. My old mic broke and now I'm actually just talking to a little webcam, so my voice and sound might be really bad this time, but who knows, we'll see. And for my standard, that was actually pretty unlucky to miss the shot on the Skoda T25. But it doesn't matter because we're gonna get his ass later on in the replay, so don't worry about it. But normally, actually more than 50% of the time, that shot will hit by far. I also do have a really nice crew and crew skills, as well as a really nice equipment loadout in this tank, so it's not so weird. And I played 1700 battles in it because I'm a stat padder. Anyway, this battle is basically about how overpowered the KV2 is in tier 6, and I don't understand why people don't rage when they get one shot by this tank, but when they get hit by Arty, they rage like small kids. That doesn't make sense because it's basically the same shit. Just because when I play the KV2, I can also be sitting on the other side of the entire map, just firing shots miles and miles away and just completely wrecking people, as we're gonna see multiple times during this replay, by the way. First of all, we're just gonna take care of this little Jagdpanzer Eve, little tier 6 German tank destroyer, who thought it might be a good idea to stand still in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, let me know how that worked out for you. We are gonna be a little luckier than normal doing this replay, but not that much. And I'm gonna have one of my best battles ever in the KV2, but not the best, unfortunately, because I would like to. And that Skoda T25 just managed to bounce all 3 shells off of the front of me, but that also gave a pretty good visual interpretation of what happens when you in the new patch, because you saw all of those 3 shells counted together how much damage I bounced above my tank and from where the shots come from. And the same happens when I do damage, like I'm going to do in a couple of seconds. Goodbye. Boop. And this time it didn't pop up, but normally how much damage and stuff pops up. I believe that's a bug in the replay system right now, because when I played the battle, it popped stuff up underneath your tank that basically told you how much damage you have done. And we're hopefully gonna see that in later videos, or you might have seen it on other YouTube channels, but it's probably just a replay bug for now. And that is a nice shot with an HE shell. 86 millimeters of penetration, going around the corner, not aiming really, just boom, right into the commander hatch of that Tiger P and doing nearly 700 damage to him. But we are not quite done yet. We're up to 3 kills. Oh, hello Mr. Skoda T25. You didn't need that health anyway now, did you? And we completely destroyed him. We put a nice shell into the top of his turret, again without aiming at all, and we were enough to pin, not hit the gun metal, just go straight through the armor, right into his little Czechoslovakian head, I guess. And we're now up to 4 kills, and actually in patch 9.16 you also have down besides the thing that show you how much hit punch your tank has left and what modules are damaged. There is something that counts together the amount of spotting damage you've done, the amount of damage you have done, and the amount of damage you have bounced off of your tank. And we can't see that, but I believe we are about 2000 something at this point in the battle. I want to go forward to kill this Japanese heavy, but an M4 pops up instead and he becomes my next victim. And then I get shot by a Tiger 1 and I don't want to be shot from him again because he has quite high DPM and I don't want to die, so it makes sense I guess. And there he is. And he shoots after me again, and this time he bounces, which was pretty fortunate. We put a nice shot into him, not doing that much damage, but I can't really complain. 300 damage. I mean, I could have missed, that would have done no damage, so I'm pretty satisfied. And I'm just trying to get my last kill here, so I can get my top gun. That would be pretty nice from a battle like this one. And you can see this, even though many people say that, oh, I don't like the KV2 because it's so inaccurate. It actually isn't that inaccurate. It might look like it, but this is a Russian tank. So just fire and you're gonna kill. It's basically just a bit. And I got spotted by him again. I don't want to die. Let's just speed it up here because nothing is really gonna happen in the next minute or so. And I see the Black Prince is going down here, but I don't want to get killed by the Tiger 1, of course, which makes sense. That would be a bad way to end this. But I see he is now in cover, which means that he's in cover from me, so lucky for him that I can shoot him. But it's also pretty fortunate for me that he can't shoot and kill me. And I want to take care of this Black Prince. And he just goes forward and I miss my shot, but well, we are basically behind this guy. We can even take a shot from him if we need to, and we have one huge ass 152mm shell loaded for him. And we're gonna be lucky just once more with our little cheeky shot here. Hello, motherfucker. Little edge there. Now, who cares, man? Straight into his tank, and he's dead. And I believe it's time to go look at the post-game results, because we're gonna take one more shot at the Tiger 1 and it's gonna miss, and that's basically gonna be it. So let's look at the post-game results. And as we can see here in the post-game results, that was a pretty nice game. We managed to pick up the tank ace, some rivets, a high caliber and a top gun for the 6 kills. Not surprising at all, actually. Near 61,000 credits and 4.6k XP with premium and the first win of the day, which is times 2 XP, so times 3.5, I guess, something like that. Anyway, actually times 3 because I'm good at math. Let's take a look at the team scores, and as you can see, we managed to do 4k damage, as we saw in game as well. Of course, the 6 kills and 1554 base XP in that battle. And it's just that you can't the KV2 is just too good. It's actually too good, even at long distance. Did you see that 1900 damage from a distance from over 300 meters? And I know this is a sniping map, but it was no problem to hit those shots, really. I mean, the hit radio isn't even that big, but 7 shots from a tier 6 heavy tank is able to do this. Many of those shots to tier 7 heavy tanks on the enemy team. I don't understand why people aren't calling this tank overpowered. Alright, I have a pretty beast crew where I'm trying to get my 5th skill done on some of these, and some of those are close to get their 4 skills done, because I have to retrain them a couple of times. The last time I had to do it with this one was to be able to get my brothers in arms fully, so I could get my reload down with actually about half a second, as well as every other skill on the tank just a little bit better, which has helped out. And that might also be the reason why we were so lucky in this battle. But just understand that this wasn't even pure luck. This is something that happens pretty often in the KV2, and I can't see why it is this good. It is really a really good tank, and I just can't understand why people are calling tanks like the TVP or the GRÉTA overpowered, because for the tier they might seem really good, and they are. I love both of those tanks. I don't like being against them, but I'd much rather be against a GRÉTA with my E100 than I would be going with a KV85 against a KV2, because if that KV2 knows what he's doing, he's gonna one-shot you, and that's just how it is. So I hope you were amused by this battle. This was the first battle I have played on in patch 9.16. It was the very first battle I just logged on, and this is what happened. And there's just no way I could make this into a video, so I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye folks, peace.